Okay, let's dive right into this. I want you to literally stop and think about this for a second. What if the local places you rely on just vanish tomorrow? No grocery store, no park, no nearby hospital. Poof, gone. It sounds like a textbook question, but it hits right at the core of our daily reality, doesn't it? We kind of just walk past these places without a second thought, but they are the invisible threads holding our entire lives together. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating unit focused entirely on human connection and society. We're diving into living together and exploring our neighborhood, pulling right from the source material to figure out exactly how our communities actually tick. Whether you're reviewing this material or just genuinely curious about the social puzzle pieces around you, you are going to walk away with a totally fresh perspective on the spaces you interact with every single day. So, here's our quick roadmap for the journey today. We're going to hit 5 key areas: the web of interdependence, living together and sharing, the people who help us, connecting our world, and finally, building a better community. All right, let's jump straight into part one: the web of interdependence. The foundational concept here is, well, it's incredibly simple but totally profound. Every single person depends on others. Period. Communities don't just exist in a vacuum. They absolutely thrive on cooperation, communication, and mutual respect. Think about the spaces we all share: playgrounds, roads, local markets. The text points out that regular, everyday interactions in these shared spaces enrich our bonds. When we use public places to play or just hang out, we're actively building a vital sense of belongingness. We're not just taking up physical space, we're participating in a living, breathing social ecosystem. That flows perfectly into part two: living together and sharing. Now, belongingness isn't just about using the same spaces, right? It's about maintaining them together. Just looking at the beautiful tribal art from the source material, it so perfectly captures togetherness and community bonds. You've got people holding hands, moving as one, surrounded by nature. It's a brilliant visualization of the culture of sharing and collaboration. And honestly, it's a timeless reminder that togetherness isn't some new modern invention. It is literally woven into our human DNA. And to ground this whole idea in the real world, the text introduces us to Van Mahotsav. Now, this is absolutely incredible. It's a massive tree planting festival celebrated every single year in India during the rainy season, specifically from July 1st to the 7th. We are talking about an amazing example of mutual cooperation, where millions of people take collective action to protect the environment and make the earth greener. It just perfectly shows how shared values can translate into massive shared action. The text actually brings this to life with a great little story about villagers getting ready for the festival. One villager, Noor, says, "I have some wood and nails at home. I can fix the benches in the park." Another, Babita, chimes in, "I will repair the streetlight." I absolutely love this because it proves that community improvement doesn't always have to come from some huge top-down initiative. It's about active individual contributions coming together. Everyone brings what they have, and boom, suddenly the whole park is transformed. Which brings us to part three: the people who help us. When we break down that web of interdependence into practical everyday roles, it's wild how vital individual contributions really are. The shopkeeper sells daily needs, the health center treats illness, the police provide safety, and teachers help us learn and grow. Imagine just for a second trying to get through your week if even one of those roles completely disappeared. The entire system would just falter. Our deep, everyday reliance on these specific individuals is exactly what holds the whole community structure together. And beyond just basic services, our vibrant local institutions are actually spaces for ongoing, lifelong education. Take banks, for example. Exploring a local bank introduces students to the absolute basics of financial literacy. It's a really great reminder that these places aren't just service centers, they're vital hubs of learning for inclusive, sustainable development. Now, let's zoom out a bit for part four: connecting our world. The text dives into how transportation and communication have dramatically evolved over the years. We've gone from traditional, way slower modes of travel and messaging to an absolute era of high-speed connectivity. And listen, this isn't just some fun trivia fact. It is a total game changer for understanding modern society. Faster travel and instantaneous communication have fundamentally shifted our daily lives, totally transforming how goods are moved and how we coordinate on a global scale. Today, we're all constantly using digital devices to communicate. But if you contrast this hyper-fast digital connectivity with that traditional tribal art we looked at earlier, the fundamental human driver is exactly the same. Whether it's gathering in a village square or hopping on a cross-world video call, Our core need to communicate, share information, and just connect remains a totally constant force. The tools change, but the ultimate goal, it never does. Finally, part 5, building a better community. Okay, so understanding all this theory is great, but how do we actually do something about it? Well, the chapter lays out a super simple 3-step process for taking action. First, identify a situation in your locality that actually needs improvement. Second, brainstorm and plan activities to make a real difference. And third, work together as a team to execute the plan. It's a literal blueprint for taking an observation and turning it into real-world impact. Because taking action, it's not just classroom theory. Observation and nature are some of our best tools for learning. The text strongly encourages learners to get outside, draw simple maps, identify landmarks, conduct interviews with local workers, and just actively observe the surroundings. Honestly, you can't improve a community if you haven't taken the time to truly see it and navigate it first, right? And to kickstart things, the chapter drops some specific, highly engaging activities to try out. You could organize a tree plantation, start up a local cleanliness drive, or even get creative by making artifacts from natural materials, or learning a regional craft like pottery or basket making. But the real secret ingredient to all of these? Teamwork. Doing these things in a group makes the effort vastly more useful and, frankly, a whole lot more fun. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a lingering question, straight from the text itself. What is your role as a member of your community? We've seen just how interdependent we all are, from the local shopkeeper down the street to the massive global communication networks. We all have a specific part to play in this giant web. So take a look around your neighborhood today, think about the unique skills you bring to the table, and ask yourself, where do I fit into the picture?